What's up, everybody? Sean the D-Man here, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys had yourselves a great week. Getting ready for the weekend. We are back with our little sixth installment of basically me watching new anime for the very first time. And obviously, if you're new to the channel, you have seen the ones we've done the past couple of weeks. But if this is your first time here on the channel, every Friday I I'll post up a video talking about some of the new anime that I have been watching over the past couple of weeks. So the first one we did was Goblin Slayer. Second was High School DxD. The third one was Monster Girl Doctor. The fourth one was Keijo. And then the fifth one was World's Finest Assassin. And as you saw by the thumbnail and maybe the title as well, we're going to be talking about the the Testament of Sister New Devil. And this, I was not entirely sure what I was expecting when I watched this. And then I watched it, I was just like, oh my God, what is this? So so for those who don't know, most of the anime that I've come across, like some of the ones that I've talked about, just talked about the ones that we did videos on, a lot of them were from when I was just scrolling through TikTok and I would just see people talk about or post clips from anime. I know Goblin Slayer was one of them. And there's been a few other ones as well that either have like posts talking about best top 15 anime to watch, or it's just something like that. I think this was another one of those. And this is definitely a a gooning show. If you want to go like, I guess I don't know if you want to go as far as say it's hentai. Yeah, I guess you could call it that. I guess you could categorize it as that. But oh my God, I thought High School DxD was outrageous. This takes it to a whole nother level. Now, to be fair with this particular show, I actually watched some of it beforehand. So I watched this show before I watched some of these other ones, with the exception of Goblin Slayer. Goblin Slayer I did watch first. And then I started Testament of New Devil's Sister not long after that. I finished season one, but then I kind of like stopped at that point and then got involved with some of these other animes that I've been watching over the past couple of weeks. So, and then just not too long ago, I finished it up. And so this show, as of right now, let me see, it does not have a season three. Um, Season one came out in 2015. So this is another one of those ones that I've come across. I think Keijo was the same way, Monster Girl Doctor, and High School DxD, and I guess maybe season one of Goblin Slayer, where these are all shows that came out like around 2014, 2015, 2016-ish, that type of thing. So again, well over 10 years, didn't even know the show existed. But season one came out in 2015. It had 12 sorry, it had 12 episodes. Now season two apparently came out in that same they came out in the same year. So season one started January 7th through March 26th of 2015, and then season two came out October 9th through November 13th of 2015. Now there is another one that I noticed on the on Crunchyroll, where it's like, what is it, let me see if I can find it. It's a EOVA. I'm not sure what that is. But that one's like an hour. So I guess if I wanted to like think that as a kind of like a mini movie, because a Goblin Slayer had something like that too, I think, where between season one and two, they had like a movie for Crunchyroll. So that may be the case, because this one on Crunchyroll is like, it's like almost an hour. So I guess it could be that. I probably will check that out a little bit later and maybe do like a separate video talking about that. But mainly for the focus of this particular video. Oh boy. All right. So I'm trying to remember a lot of this. So again, I did. There was like some gaps between season one and season two of me watching it. So season one. So the world of this anime is you got a demon realm, you got a hero clan, and you have gods. So that's that. You have Jin Tojo and his son Basara, who are they were originally part of the hero clan. They no longer are. And so I don't even remember if they even named the school, like where the city or whatever they live. But we kind of like start things off with Jean telling Basara, "Hey, I met someone getting married. You're gonna have a couple sisters, yada yada yada." So we meet them. It is Mio and Maria. Um, and this is kind of like where we learn things a lot more than what they seem, because Mio is the daughter of the former demon lord of the demon realm. Um, Maria is a succubus, and it this show was okay. I'm trying to think how the best way to describe it. Is that I would definitely say it's definitely a gooning show. Like I mean it's so one of the things about this show was it involves Maria. Maria's is a succubus, so she has this ability to create a master servant pact, and what that does is basically what it sounds like. The servant is you know beholden to the master and everything. So in this situation, I think if I remember right, in season one, originally I think Mio was to be the master and Basara was supposed to be the servant, but it ended up flip flopping. So where Basara became the master and then Mio became the servant. Now, because Maria is using succubus magic, um, whenever and this plays into it a little bit later on with several other characters. Maybe with the exception of one, I don't remember this particular one, but we'll get into that in a second. It gets whenever the servant gets like it's like hiding something, or not, maybe not hiding something, but maybe it's like jealous or like some kind of emotion stirs up within the servant. They have this ring around her neck that activates, and it basically like turns it into like a what's the word, a sexual sensation, I guess, is that's probably the best way to describe it. And so the only way to fix it is a basic is basically to give him an orgasm. That is essentially the way to fix it. And this happens a lot throughout this anime. So like it doesn't happen with just Mio. We get introduced to characters like within that same season. Yeah, within that same season. Um, a high school or a member who's of the hero clan named Yuki, who ends up going to the same high school as Mio and Basara. She ends up she ends up doing the master servant pact as well, and so it starts turning to this competition between Mio and Yuki into getting Basara's affection and everything like that. You got Maria, who is consistently like egging things on, videotaping stuff and like that. Yeah, and it is just wild. It is just a wild show. Um, so Mio is very important in this show because again, she's the daughter of the former demon lord of the demon realm. She has this extraordinary power that whoever holds it can, obviously defeat their enemies and stuff like that. So this kind of plays into season two a little bit as well. But season one also has it too, because you have this character named Zolgia, who wants to steal the power, I believe, for himself. Um, Ultimately is defeated, and you go into season two. We meet the older brother of was it Wilbert? Oh yeah. His name was, yeah. The demon lord's name was Wilbert. We meet his older brother Ramsey, who is in kind of a battle with uh Leohart, who is the current demon lord of the demon realm, and both are kind of like trying to get Mio's power, obviously for both for political power reasons, and so her power it's more about like they want it so they can defeat their enemies, control it, control the demon world, yada yada yada. There is actually a third faction in this show that we see in season two, which is the council. Now the council has their own agenda and stuff like that. They're not really controlled by anybody. They don't really like Ramses. They probably don't even like Leo Hart. Um, but they have their own agenda and plan in place of things they want to do. Um, so swim back with the characters, it gets weird. Like it is such a weird anime, and I had to finish it because I started it and I knew I was going to talk about it. So I was just like, I had to power through. I'm not gonna lie, there were times where I just had to like, okay, we're fast forwarding through a lot of this because this will go on for like 2-3 minutes or so. And I'm just like, okay, we're not sitting here watching all this. And so um so you got Mio and Yuki who are part of the Master Servant Pact. Maria's not, but she's a succubus. So I mean, what do you expect with that? Do you have Yuki's sister Karima, who we meet in season one because her and two other people of the hero clan, who are watching Mio, because Yuki's job was to observe Mio as just watch her, report back to the hero clan. But Mio's power kind of grew a little bit, and so she became a threat. So Kurumi and these two other heroes travel to find Mio and take her out. And she ultimately becomes like a main character, Kurumi does, of season two, because she kind of like stays and goes to school with everybody like that. I don't remember her doing the Master Servant Pact at all. I don't think she. I don't. I'm pretty sure she didn't do it, but she ends up getting involved in all the sexual stuff as well. Particularly with her and Maria. I think Maria and her were very much pretty crazy. um, and then there's Zest. Now Zest was a character in season one who was working for Zalgia. Um, but Zalgia was making clones of her, and I don't remember why he did. Why did he do that? I think he was just experimenting, like he was just creating like clones and stuff like that. But she ultimately becomes part of the group as well. She works for Ramsey in season two, but she eventually does the Master Servant Pact as well. We meet Maria's mom, who's been held captive by Zolgia. There's Lars, wants to kill, who has like a personal vendetta against Zalgia in season one. He was actually a pretty cool character. I really like the design of him with the mask and the suit and the ears and everything. I really liked that. I thought it was a really cool look. Um, and then you had um, there was somebody else I'm forgetting. There's somebody else. We meet Maria's mom, I mentioned, and then we also meet Maria's sister as well in season two. So there's a whole slew of characters in this show that you got to kind of keep up with. And then interesting fact about each of them, maybe not each of them, but a few of them. So Maria, when you see her, obviously she looks the way she does, but she has like this keyhole on her chest, and like when she activates it, it like it like matures her body to that, maybe not of an adult, but you know a little bit older looking, and her power increases with it. But so that was interesting. Basara has this ability that where he can pull this sword. I forgot the name of the sword, but when he was younger, the reason him and Jean left the Hero Clan was because of an incident several years ago where Basara basically decimated like an entire mountainside. I think the Hero Clan was under attack. I don't think it was from demons, it was from something else. Basara stepped in to protect his friends, unleashed a buttload of power, and ultimately like was deemed too dangerous to be left at the within the Hero Clan, so they kind of sent him off with Jin Tojo to be the one to watch over him. Now, Jin Tojo is like a war god. He's like one of the strongest characters in this show, where he was going at the beginning of season 2, he was going toe to toe with Leohard. And pretty much holding his own for sure. And I think if they would have continued with the series, there's probably a lot more things about him that we would have learned. Um, but yeah, it was just a wild show. Like I liked it. The animation was fine. The animation was pretty consistent. Um, so I didn't have a problem with that. It the just it was a lot. It was a lot. If you've seen the show, you probably know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen the show, I don't know if if I would recommend this show for you. It's definitely 18 plus. It is definitely that. So it's pretty wild. Um, but it's not. I mean, it's all right. It's fine. It's not as like it's not at the top of my favorites as the others that I've watched so far. So again, this is like the sixth installment of me talking about these animes every week, and this is probably not as good. I'm not saying it's a bad series or anything like that, but like from a like an enjoyment standpoint, is not as good as the other five that I watched. And like even on Crunchyroll, which on Crunchyroll, a lot of people seem to like it as well. It has a 4.5 rating out of 5 stars, 4.5 stars. So I mean, that's like what 20 over 22,000 people. 76% of the people gave it 5 stars. That's actually quite interesting. I don't know, like I would because my thing about it is like, are you watching this show because it's a good show, or is it because of like just the sexual nature of it? I think that'd be like my question about it. But well, I mean, character designs were fine. The voice acting was relatively fine. I didn't have a problem with that. Animation was good. Um, it's just a lot to take in with the amount of like sexual content that's in this show. It's just a lot to deal with and take in. I'm saying I'm not saying like in a bad way or anything like that, but again, those who have watched this series probably know and understand what I'm talking about in regards to this show. But yeah, I definitely would say it's maybe this show's for somebody out there. Maybe if this is your type of show, definitely go for it. So that is your business. I am not here to judge. Um, but it was definitely a lot. So I was not expecting this to go as long as it was, because I wasn't sure if I could talk about this for as long as I normally do. But yeah, so if you like this show, great, wonderful. But yeah, I think it's an all right show. But yeah, guys, that is basically it. If you are new to the channel, you can hit that subscribe button. You can comment below. You can find me on my gaming channel, Kick, Twitch, Rumble, the Nerd Talk podcast on Spotify. All that you can find down in the description below. And make sure you hit that notification button. We got a lot of videos coming out and a lot more anime to watch and talk about as well. So you guys definitely don't want to miss out on that for sure. But guys, thank you again for hanging out. Thank you guys again for watching. Very much appreciated. And I will see you guys in the next video. Y'all have a good one.